Vayevose Yaakov levadoi. Yaakov Avinu was left alone. Vayeovik ish imoi ad alois hashacha. And the man wrestled with him until daybreak. The Medrash explains that the man who wrestled with Yaakov through the night was actually the angel of Esav. Very interesting, because there's another pasuk in next week's parsha that also refers to a man. Vayimtsoeu ish. Yosef was looking for his brothers, and this man noticed that he looked lost and asked him if he could help him. Regarding that pasuk, the Medrash says that that man was the Malach, the angel Gabriel. The obvious question is, how does the Medrash know that in one place the word man refers to an evil angel, and in another place the word man refers to a holy angel? Rav Yaakov Galinsky Zatzal, the legendary Maggid, explains this with a story. The Heilige Sanzer Rebbe, the Divrei Chaim, was once visited by a very wealthy individual who sought the bracha from him. The Rebbe asked him, "Where are you from?" And he answered he was from Lemberg. The Rebbe asked him, "Tell me, did the Melamed, the teacher in your town, manage to find money for his daughter's wedding?" The person didn't know what the Rebbe was talking about. The Rebbe explained about a month ago, a teacher from Lemberg, Rav Zelig, came to see me, and he told me that his daughter was getting married, but he had no money, and the other side were threatening to call off the shidduch. The Rebbe continued, "I did whatever I could and gave him a letter of recommendation to help him raise the money. Do you know if the problem was resolved?" The rich man replied, "Oh, I know him. He's a very well-liked person, but I didn't know that he had a daughter, or that she's engaged, or can't even pay for the wedding. Now that I think of it, someone came to me to ask me for some money, but I have no idea if the problem was solved." The Rebbe couldn't understand. How is it possible that he, who lived in Sons, knew and worried about the problem, but the rich man from Lemberg didn't know anything about it? The rich man explained, "I'm busy working all day, making a living. When I have a few minutes to spare, I go into the Beis Medrash to learn. I have to think about my Olam Haba, right? I don't have time to be involved in other people's affairs." He was certain that the Rebbe would value the fact that he didn't like to waste time. And indeed, the Rebbe said yes. That's how a Jew should behave, to learn whenever he has a free moment. But then, the Rebbe continued, "Then in that case, you must be a learned person. Let me ask you a question on Rashi." And the Divrei Chaim went on to ask him exactly our question. Why does the Medrash interpret the word man in one case to be an evil angel, and in the other case to be a holy angel? The rich man sat in silence, he had no words. He waited to hear the Rebbe's answer. The Divrei Chaim spoke up, and he explained, "It's really simple. When Yosef was wandering around, and suddenly he met a man who offered to help him, that was a sign that he was a holy angel. However, after Yaakov fought with the angel and asked him for a bracha, we see that the angel replied that he couldn't give him one because it was almost dawn and he had to go and sing Shira thanks to Hashem. If he was so busy, explained the Rebbe, with his own Ruchniyus that he couldn't bless Yaakov Avinu, there was no doubt that he was definitely an angel of destruction." The message is very clear. Someone who invests in his own spiritual growth at the expense of another Jew's welfare and cannot find the moment to help his friend is like the angel of Esav. As the Kedushas Tzion once said, "Yenem's Gashmiyus," caring for other people's physical needs, is dan Ruchniyus. It's your personal spiritual growth. Yes, it's great to aspire to spiritual greatness, but along that road, don't forget about others. Those that need a good word, a smile, perhaps a few dollars. Your care for others may be your greatest spiritual achievement. Have an amazing Shabbos.